check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Shawn, just a little bit of a throwback to last year, baby. Did you catch that?
Oh, yeah, I definitely knew that sounded familiar.
Yeah, yes, indeed. So, NFL week number 1. We got Jared, we got Shawn, we got myself getting a little bit of break from horse racing. Obviously, the first game of the week or the year played Thursday night where the defending champions got ass whooped by the Buffalo Bills. Shawn, the only one with the brass knuckles to take a pick there, winning ahead and put 2 units on the Buffalo Bills. So Shawn's up about, what's that, about $1.80 right now, $1.82, somewhere in there. I got the numbers. We'll keep track all year long. You know, unlike a lot of other degenerates, absolutely, we keep track of everything that we'll do from start to finish. So make sure you guys keep a hold on that. So Jared, man, you ready for your first season to be held accountable for your picks?
Held accountable, yeah. It's gonna be.
We're not talking about at home with pots and pans. Maybe
no,
you get the lady all upset.
No, this is the real ride. The fun starts on Sunday. So
that's right.
Well,
it's the first time in your life that you were tall enough to get on the roller coaster, my friend.
What was the age I was tall enough to get onto the roller coaster?
No, I'm saying you finally grew tall enough to go on the roller coaster that is HRT, my friend.
Yeah. Well.
All right, Shawn, how's Blake doing in the background there, buddy?
Oh, he's here.
Why don't you show everybody a tip of the cap there? What's going on the dome over there?
Oh, yeah, haircut.
Try it.
Nice. Good.
Try
it. There you go. You gotta eat it.
Eat it.
All right, so you guys ready to get cooking with some NFL picks?
All right.
Absolutely.
All right, so here we go. Week number 1 in the NFL. Let's pull up the lines. Of course, the computer doesn't want to cooperate, but you know what's funny is I put all the games in order on my computer, and then they up and flip the order on me. Isn't that wonderful? All right, so let's start with Baltimore and the New York Jets. We're going to start with you, Shawn, right away. Baltimore in New York at a 4.5-point favorite. The total in this game, Shawn, if they have them in the same order, they probably don't. There you go. It's 45.5. Looking at your home squad, your favorite team, what do you like?
I don't really like anything in this game at all. Is it really 4.5? Because
that's what it looks like. No, no, I'm sorry.
It's 6.5.
It opened at 4.5, so the line is moved aggressively in Baltimore's favor.
Yeah, and actually up till this morning, I think it was at 7.5. So now it's coming back a little bit more towards. Jets are going to be a little bit improved this year. I mean, what else can you? They should be. Baltimore, I feel like, is always overrated. You got the whole Lamar Jackson thing going on with the contract, so I'd be a little worried about that. I am not a fan of Joe Flacco, though. I'm a little worried about that. So this is a complete toss for me. I don't like it either way. I wouldn't give up that many points with Baltimore, but it's hard to take the Jets too. So
I wholeheartedly agree. So what would you do? Would you lean one way or the other, or just completely screw it?
Yeah, I'd completely leave this one go. It's easier when you are a Jets fan to completely let it go anyway, because they have a rooting interest. But I don't expect the Jets really to win this game, but I'd have a hard time giving up those points. So I would completely toss it.
So this is how they had them lined up in the beginning. So you can see it was the 49ers and the Bears. Now I got to kind of figure out where we are on the whole thing. Ravens and the Jets. Shawn passes on the line. Anything to go with the total there, Shawn?
I would lean towards the under on that one.
Shawn leans the under.
Yeah, I think the Jets defense is improved. Like I said, with the Lamar Jackson thing, you get the whole contract thing. These guys don't play preseason anymore neither, so you're always going to favor the defense. Flacco completes a lot of passes, but it moves like a snail down the field, so I don't see a lot of points.
What are you doing, Razor?
You don't see a lot. Go. You're a Green Bay fan, huh, Razor? Any thoughts that you have along the way for any of these games? Please share them with Razor, because we know that you're at home, probably tossing back a few shots, enjoying yourself. All right, Jared. Ravens and Jets on the line. Anything that you like there, Jared, at all?
This is a pass game. I mean, I'd be leaning. I'm not touching this game, but I mean, I don't trust Joe Flacco. You got no Zach Wilson for 4 weeks. The Jets are already going to be in a hole to start this season. So
you're
you
going
can
to
be
pass here?
optimistic. You can be optimistic, but I don't see the Jets winning this game.
And then on the total, you see anything
On
that
the
you
total,
like on the total?
I would be leaning under. I would lean under.
You're going to lean
Also.
under as
Yeah.
well. All right. So for me, you guys going to pass on that game completely. I'm going to lean the Baltimore Ravens. And then as far as the total is concerned, I got to make myself a little bit bigger now with that lean Ravens there. Hope that doesn't mess me up on the other side. And then as far as the total is concerned in this game, I think I might. Is this one of these games I actually have a play in? I got to find it, though, because everything is out of order now. I actually have this game, the Baltimore Ravens and the New York Jets. The total is what, 46, 44? 46?
44, yep.
44. Is that right? Shawn, right?
I have 44 on
I think
DraftKings.
it's 46 and a half. Let me double check.
Let's look real quick. Well, the way we do
44.
things, Jared, is
Over
we
and
end
under
up
44 on
we take the best line that we can take, right? So
Okay.
that's the way, because we go line shopping like
Okay.
we were instructed by so 44 is the number right there. I'm going to go ahead and get cracking. This is probably a dangerous way to start with this particular game, but Rich is going to bet the under 44 for me, I just bet 1 unit. So I'm just going to put 1 unit there, 1 unit. So I'm betting under, excuse me, I got that wrong. I'm betting over 44.
Okay, you're taking
a little bit of a preseason mistake there. I'm not quite sharp yet. Didn't read the defense right, but I do have the over in this game. I have them coming in, believe it or not, of over 50 points. I think they're going to score more points than you think. One defensive touchdown, and this game goes over for sure.
Well, I'll say too, J.K. Dobbins and Marcus Peters are both questionable for Baltimore as well.
Well, when hasn't J.K. Dobbins been questionable?
And the Jets have the whole thing with the offensive line with Becton already being out for the year. His replacement, Dwayne Brown, is out as well. So they have George Fant questionable. So that could be a problem for the Jets offense as well.
All right. So you think I'm just going to go down the list in the order it is here. Otherwise, I'm going to completely confuse the hell out of myself, which is not hard to do, admittedly. All right. The next game up on the well, I can't do it because I can't see one and then the other. The next one up is Jacksonville and Washington. That's the game of the week, I think. People can't wait to tune into that. The Commanders, the newly named Commanders, against the new look Jacksonville Jaguars. Maybe Trevor Lawrence has a receiver he can throw the ball to in Christian Kirk. The Jaguars getting 2 points on the road versus the newly named Commanders. Anything in there for you? Just silence. Can you hear us, Jared?
I can hear you.
All right, you got anything to go in there, or no? You're just kind of
I got Washington.
It's one of
as
those
a
life
lock.
mysteries.
I have Washington as a lock this week. I mean,
As a lock?
Lock. I like Washington's offense here in this game. I think Gibson gets involved early. I see maybe Samuel in the passing game. Well, I like Washington. I think Carson Wentz is going to have a field day on this team.
So you're taking Washington.
I'm picking Washington. I'm betting 1 unit on Washington. Yeah.
Bet Washington. Only 1 unit for a lock when you can go up to 5.
It's only week 1. You got a lot of games on the slate. You don't want to go crazy with the bankroll.
All right. So he's going to take Washington for the lock for 1 unit. That's the lock of the year. You don't make one of those good 1-800 touts there, Jared. That's for sure. Lock, yeah.
It's a favorite,
Yeah. Well, that's all right. I get it. Bet Washington.
Yes,
right.
Razor. Lock it.
Lock it in, Razor. I mean, hey, whatever your mortgage is, triple it. Go ahead and take it. Jared will back you up. All right, Shawn. And of course, we're kidding. If anyone don't take that seriously.
Yeah.
Do you have the same amount of courage to put 1 unit on Washington here, Shawn?
No, I got nothing on this game. I mean, both teams, they've had tough years and they both come in with higher expectations, but I really don't know what to expect from either team. The line kind of baffles me a little bit. If I might lean Washington, but I'm not betting this game at all.
So you're going to put lean Washington in there?
Sure, that don't count against it. I mean, if I had to go one way, I'd go Washington. At home,
well, it's just a lean.
They have to win the game by a field goal. Yeah,
I understand where you're coming from. So I got to find this line here. For me, this game is a lean the Jaguars. I'm not going to play it, but I'm going to lean. So I'm a little bit against you there, Jared. It's not a lock for me. This game, according to the line, is just about right spot on. It looks to me like the Commanders will win the game, but according to the Magic XL, Jacksonville is going to cover by a half a point. I don't exactly know how that happens, but it happens sometimes. The over-under in this spot in the Washington game is, according to here, 43.5. So if you want to go over, I would probably take 43.5. If you want to go under, the number is 44. Jared, any thoughts? You got any locks on the total in this marquee matchup?
I would still stay. I would play it safe. I would stay with the under.
But are you going to bet it, or are you just leaning it?
No, I'm leaning towards the under in this game.
All right, Jared's leaning under. And then Shawn?
Yeah, I'm not touching this game. Again, we don't know what to expect from both of these teams. They're supposed to be a little bit improved. We'll see. I can't go anywhere with that total.
All right, so you're going to pass. All right. I get it. For me, I have an opinion on every game in terms of which way I would lean. All right, so in the Commanders game against I hate that they changed the order on this thing because it really screwed me up. So in that game, the total is 44. I have them coming in at 42. So I am going to lean the under in this spot. No money lines yet, huh? So there's nothing over here on the money lines. All right, next on the schedule, according to the way this is laid out, I wish they would have left it alone. A rivalry game that's probably not really a rivalry game, but it is a rivalry game now because of Baker Mayfield heading down to, he's at home against his old foes, the Cleveland Browns. And what's interesting here is Christian McCaffrey's already hurt. Who would have ever thunk that's the case? But it's just a shin scratch or cut or something. So he's going to play the first day. He doesn't play. He'll probably get about 4 games this year. Shawn, what do you think? What's the over-under on the number of games Christian McCaffrey is going to play? Razor, what do you think? What do you think, Shawn?
Probably 6.5. I'd go. He might come back. Has all his fantasy owners sweating, I'm sure. Aren't you one of them?
Yes, I am one of them. Jared, somebody's education's relying on the Washington lock there because Razor says he hopes it covers because it's a difference between Harvard and homeschooling for his daughter.
Ooh, that's tough, Razor. That's tough.
Well, they both start with H. She can still get the H shirt there, Razor, and no one would know the difference. She can just say yes. All right. Anyway, so Cleveland and Carolina, Shawn, the grudge game for Baker Mayfield. Does he get the win or does he get smoked?
Yeah, I'm going 2 units Carolina money line here. I really think, obviously Cleveland's going to be motivated as well, but I really think Baker's going to be motivated in this game. Has more on the line.
And then motivated players make a difference.
And then not only that, but Carolina held their own last year with, the rotating quarterbacks, even Darnold playing. I'm not a big Baker Mayfield fan, but he's a lot better than the quarterbacks they had last year. So Carolina's improving. Cleveland's got some players, but Jacoby Brissett at quarterback till Watson's out. Brissett's not a bad backup, but when he gets in, he puts up good numbers, completion percentage and everything, but his teams usually don't win. So I like Carolina here to win the game straight up, and I'm actually surprised it's just a pick 'em.
All right. So, yeah, it is a pick 'em. The money line on that spot for Cleveland is, for Carolina, well, the money line's minus 110, Shawn. That's the best I can get for you. Well, actually, minus 104 is the best I can get for you. So mark that down, Shawn, minus 104, because I didn't think my Excel sheet all the way through, and I don't have a spot to put that in there. But I did get our pictures up in there. What do you think of that?
Looks good.
Yeah.
At least the middle one does.
Yeah, I don't know about that guy, especially when he takes his hat off now. All right. So what about you in the Carolina game against the Browns? Any thoughts at all, Jared?
I think it's a ground and pound game for Cleveland. Honestly, it's the Kareem Hunt and the Chubb show. They're gonna just ride these guys, and I think that's gonna be their. I don't think they're gonna have much with the passing game. They're gonna be heavily reliant on the run. There might be some passes in between. They're gonna ground and pound, and I think that's Cleveland's only way to win this game. I'm not saying they're going to win this game. I think it'll be closer than a lot of people think.
Well, I mean, they have it as a pick 'em. You can't get much closer than that.
I would lean Browns. I would.
You're going to lean Cleveland. All right.
Yeah.
And then for me, so Shawn, he's just over here on the money line. Rich, in this game, I do think I have a play, Shawn. It's going to be perhaps the first time of the year that you and I are at odds, my friend.
Uh-oh.
Yes, indeed. I am going to take the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to put 1 unit on the Browns. Let me tell you that I think that with this line, if you can get it, there's some places actually you can get a point. So I'm going to take the point, Shawn. I'm going to take the Browns plus a point, although I do think they win this game outright. Think they win this game outright by as much as a touchdown. And unfortunately for Shawn, well, one of us is going to be wrong. We'll see who it is. As for the total in the Browns-Panthers game, somebody's echoing. I think that's probably you, Jared. Let me see. Or it might be Shawn because he has on the headphones. No, it's Jared. All right, Jared. So I will mute and unmute you accordingly, Jared. All right. So the next, well, right now it's not echoing, so that's a positive. So the next, so the total in that Browns game against the Carolina Panthers is 42 points. It's pretty consistent across the board. You can get 41.5 if you want to play the over, Jared. Do you think there's any chance they get over 41.5 points?
No.
No. So are you going to play that, or are you
I'd
just
play the under? If you're going to play the points, I'd play the under.
Are you going to play it, or are you just going to lean it?
I would just lean the under. I'm not playing this game.
Shawn, you?
I'm going to toss that. I don't want to double dip unless I'm confident on both ways. It's possible it's the under, but if I'm right about Mayfield too, and he's right, he's going to whoop their ass, then they may put up some points. So I'm.
You don't think that defense knows his weaknesses in and out? What's the over under on Baker Mayfield interceptions? I think I'm going to put it at 1.5.
Really?
I say he throws 2. Yeah, I say he throws 2.
You're going to say you would take the over on that?
Yeah, I would take the over on that.
And you, Shawn?
I would definitely take the under on that. I don't think he's throwing 2. He may throw 1. I don't think he's throwing 2.
And what are you going to do there? Are you going to lean, pass? What are you doing on the total?
I'm passing.
Passing. All right. So for me, in the total in this game, I wish I had a third screen. I think next week what I'll do is just print everything off so I have it. In the game between Cleveland and the where are they at? God, I wish this thing was still in order. Where are they at? Cleveland Browns. They're all the way down here. I have it as a stupid push, actually, guys. I have them coming in exactly 42. So I don't know how that would happen. And one team doesn't
21 up.
cover. 21 up. It's the first tie of the year in which my Browns plus 1 would win, and Shawn, you would lose, right?
Yeah.
All right. So that's that game. Before we move on to any more games, of course, you can always go over if you're playing college football. You're going to want to go over and check out our guy, Picks with the Professor. There is a link in the description down below. I know he took Central Florida. They were a -6 today. When I looked at halftime, they were down 14-7. Shawn, any updates on that?
Loading it now. Louisville's actually up 17-14 in the beginning of the fourth quarter.
14. Well, they need to score some points, 10 points to cover. But so far, the Professor's 2-0 with his plays of the day in college. He'll have all of his Saturday plays along with his Major League plays. I just linked to the video channel instead of the play of the day now that a couple of sports are going for the Professor. So please make sure you check that out. When you're over there watching YouTube, please hit the comment section and let them know that the good old folks from Horse Racing Today sent them. Even though we're doing sports picks for the NFL, be loud, be obnoxious. Let them know you're there in the comment section. All right, the Colts and Houston, one of the teams that's supposed to be one of the better teams in the NFL this year versus one of the teams that's supposed to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. Yet the line is only 7. Jared, is that too little, too much? Where do you fit in?
I think it's a little too little. To be honest with you, I think that Indianapolis is going to win that by double the margin. I think Indianapolis winning this game by 14.
So that's another one of your locks that you're going to put 1 unit on?
I'm putting 1 unit on this game, yes. I'm taking Indianapolis.
So the Colts are going to win by 14. The line is 7, and Jared is going for 1 unit. I love your confidence, Jared. All right, so he's going to take the Colts for 1 unit. And then, Shawn, what about you?
I'm going to pass. It is a rivalry game, beginning of the year. Houston's at home. Houston started playing.
Okay. Houston is a rivalry game against people?
Well, they're in the same division, so yes, this is a rivalry game. They usually play each other pretty tough. I know Houston's going to have a rough year, but I am a fan of Davis Mills. He did some good things at the end of the year. Not crazy about the coaching change there, but I don't want to give up a touchdown with Indianapolis, Matt Ryan's first game. So I'm going to completely toss because I could see it going either way.
Well, you know what, Jared? I'm with you, my friend. I'm taking the Colts. For me, I always bet 1 unit. I don't deviate off of what I do. Shawn will tell you that that's the truth, that I am very disciplined. I will move off the Colts when I will move off 1 unit later on once my bankroll grows. So that's how I like to work it. All right. So the total in this game for the Colts and Texans, this incredible rivalry game, you have 45.5 or 46. So if you want to bet the over, 45.5. You want to bet the under, 46. Any thoughts, Jared?
Over.
Are you going to bet that one too, or is it just a lean or a tilt?
No, that's over. That's over.
So you're going to bet that, is what you're saying?
I bet that.
You are betting it?
Betting that 2 units over.
Oh, I think, Shawn, we're getting to him already.
So wait, one was a lock, which was a 1 unit, and this one's a 2 unit. But you didn't.
It's an I think. Right? Well, it's all right. That's what I told him. And before the show started, baby, we're all going to be accountable because we're going to keep track of everything we do all year long. I don't like to double dip. Shawn learned that from me last year. No question about it. Don't double dip. Pick one or the other. You don't want to lose twice in the same game. Shawn, what do you think here?
Yeah, it's a pass for me. I could see it going either way. It's hard taking an over too in the beginning of the year teams, and then also Indy wants to pound it with Jonathan Taylor, so that makes the clock keep going. You don't know what Houston's offense is going to do. It's a pass.
I think we know what they're going to do. Nothing.
I don't know. Davis Mills played really good at the end of last year.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of Lovie Smith. They're going to come back.
Well, you know one thing about Lovie Smith being, he's going to create turnovers wherever he goes. His teams create turnovers, and he's going to have a very conservative offense. I mean, those are 2 things you can absolutely count on out of Lovie Smith. He's going to try to be a defensive-oriented team that runs the ball, creates turnovers, works for field position. What you would call an old-fashioned coach, right? I mean, I think he's usually successful at most of those things.
The name Houston's coach from last year, the name's escaping me, but he had them playing really good at the end of the year, trying, giving it all. I don't know what kind of decision that is to bring a guy in that couldn't even win with Illinois, in college. So not a fan
Illinois,
of that.
It's a tough place to recruit, Shawn. It's in the middle of nowhere.
I know, but he didn't win with the Bears. He didn't win with Illinois.
What are you talking about? He went to the Super Bowl with the Bears, didn't
he? He did, but he did. That was 1 year.
All right. How about you? And in this rivalry game, well, you're gonna. It's my turn. What am I talking about? How about you? All right. So for me in this game with so Shawn's gonna pass again. Shawn's not even leaning. He's just like either in or out.
Yeah.
So for the Colts and the God, I hate how they change this order around. Drives me bananas because now I got to look around to try to find things. I have the game coming in. The total is 49. I have the game coming in under, but not a bet for me. So I'm going to lean under. And the total in that game, again, over. Let me just pull the total back up again so I can put the number in there.
46.
Total in this game is, 46. All right. So, yeah, I still have the game going. Hold on. Where the hell is it? 46. I have them coming in at 49. I actually have the game going over too. So I'm sorry. I'm just not used to my sheet set. As you can tell, I'm going to lean the over. So I'm kind of in agreement with you there, but I'm not going to bet my mortgage on it. All right. Next up, let's try to maybe speed up a little bit. We're going to be 2 hours. Let's just helps if I press the right buttons, right, guys?
Yeah. What you got going on there?
Wonderful. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like a back screen or something. I don't know what the hell that is. All right. Where the hell did everything go? Did I close everything?
It's in my beer.
There we go. All right. So Next game on the docket for us is the New Orleans Saints in Atlanta. All right. For you, Jared, what you got?
This is a pass game for me.
All right. Because the line is minus 5.5 for New Orleans. So pass for Jared. Shawn?
I'm going to do the opposite. Now I'm going to lean the Saints. Falcons are going to be really bad this year. Saints are going to be really good defensively. Offensively, you got Jameis Winston, ups and downs. I would lean towards the Saints here.
There's lean in New Orleans. And then for me, this is a lean Washington. On this spot for me with Washington and the Saints, I really need to have somebody else helping me out with all this stuff because there's too many things going. I got to really just print this out. I'm going to lean the Saints with you, Shawn. I'm on the same side. I think the Saints is going to be one of those games where I think the line is right on. So it's going to be pretty close to me. So I'm leaning New Orleans, but to barely cover, maybe on a late touchdown, they get the cover there. As for the total is concerned on that game for the where'd they go? New Orleans, Atlanta. That's 43, pretty consistent, 42.5. Jared, what's your thoughts on the over-under in that game?
Under. I'd lean under.
A lean on the under, Shawn?
Yeah, I'm going to lean on the under as well. I don't think the Falcons score much here. The Saints defense is going to be really good. Atlanta's got Marcus Mariota at quarterback, some young guys. Yeah, definitely lean under.
Marcus Mariota's been officially announced the starter?
I believe so.
All right, good for Marcus Mariota getting back. I mean, he's at least a veteran, right?
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to run a little bit, especially, with that offensive line and stuff. So,
is Winston starting? I didn't hear who's starting.
Yeah, Winston's going to start there as long as he's healthy. But I'm leaning the under. I have the game going under by 1 point, so it's not really one in there you want to do. Shawn, on the Cleveland game, what did you do? Did you pass on the over-under? No, never mind. You bet Carolina 2 units. I'm over here.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just going to put money line here so that people know money line. And then, hold on, MLCAR. There we go. All right, so that's there. That's over here as well. All right, so the next game on the docket for us here is I really need to get better at this. I got the horse racing stuff down pat. Chicago Bears and the San Francisco 49ers. The Bears are getting 7 points at home against the 49ers, starting a rookie QB. Is that too many points for a rookie QB? Well, he's not really a rookie, but second-year QB making us basically first time out as the name starter for until he doesn't win any games. But Shawn?
I'm gonna pass this game. San Fran probably does win. They might even cover this, but I don't want to give a touchdown up on the road with Lance starting beginning of the year here.
All right. And then for you, Jared?
Pass game.
Pass. No thoughts on that game. So for me, looking at the Bears, I honestly think the Bears will probably cover that line. I'm going to lean the 49ers, though. It's another one of those games that it's the number. I don't know. Vegas must be using the same system that I use because a lot of these games, the numbers are pretty much right on. The over-under in this game I would have really been a lot smoother if they had just left things alone. For the Bears and the 49ers is 40.5. It opened up at 42, down to 40.5. Looks like the money doesn't think they're going to score a whole lot of points in here. Shawn, do you agree or disagree?
This is a complete pass again. Unless I really know, I don't like going under on something like this that doesn't even reach 42. So I'm going to pass on this.
Shawn's passing. Jared?
I'm really not sure we're going to get it. I'm not sure what San Francisco's offense is going to do in this game. I think the Bears may be able to score some points on the defensive end side of the ball. But I don't. What was it? 42.5? You said
the total
40.5.
40.5. Yes.
40.5. No, I see an under. I would lean under in this game.
He's leaning under. I'm leaning over. So we got a little bit. And Shawn's just saying, I don't know. So we literally picked all 3 possibilities. So I guess that means stay away from that game altogether. All right. So after the Bears and the 49ers, we're going to see Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, rivalry game. Shawn, Joe Burrow has become your favorite quarterback. I think you have one of those fat heads on your bedroom wall of Joe Burrow, one down there in the basement and one in the bathroom to boot.
Hey, if he was wearing green and white, trust me, there'd be no complaints. As long as it had, the Jets
I'm
on the
sure
helmet.
every team would be happy to have it.
Yeah,
Except
absolutely.
maybe except maybe the Bills. That would be about it.
And I knew
Or
that
the
watching
Kansas City.
I knew that watching LSU. They talk about that it factor. Sometimes you can't see that it factor. I could see the it factor in LSU. I would really want to go Cincinnati here, so I'm going to lean Cincinnati. I'm not going to officially play it. Just concerned about the Super Bowl hangover, especially coming in week 1 and stuff. They could be a little cocky, and so I'm just going to lean it.
Jared?
Rivalry game, was it at Pittsburgh or in Cincinnati? I don't know.
Cincinnati.
It's at Cincinnati's home opener?
Yes, sir.
I would go over.
We're not talking about the over-under. We're talking about which team's going to win and will they cover.
Oh, I think, yeah. What's the line here?
6.5.
Yeah, I think this covers. Yeah.
For Cincy?
I like the Bengals. I like the Bengals to win the game.
Are you going to play it or no?
I would bet 2 units on the Bengals.
So you're going to bet Cincy?
So
for 2 units.
I think it's opening day, and I saw what Jamar Chase did last year. I think he had 2 touchdowns and 144 yards receiving in the opening game last year. His speed is just breakaway speed. I don't see anybody being able to cover him on the defensive side of the ball for Pittsburgh.
All right. Well, I'm going to lean Pittsburgh in this, Scott. I know Mitch Trubisky's the starter. Nobody thinks anything of them. I think they'll surprise to the upside. I also think, based upon his experience with the Chicago Bears, seeing a lot of him here, whoever his number 1 receiver is, I would go target him in trade because if you remember, Allen Robinson in Chicago got a ton of targets. The over-under in the game between the rivals, between the Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals is, hold on a second, let me bring that up here, and then I'll be able to find it on my list. I hate looking down, trying to find things. So the over-under in that game, that's the money line. The over-under in that game is 44.5, 44, kind of sticky. What do you think, Shawn?
I'm going to completely pass. I don't know again. But you bring up Mitchell Trubisky. I mean, who would have thought a couple years ago, and how did we get here, that Mitchell Trubisky is now a starting quarterback and Lovie Smith's a head coach in the NFL again?
I don't think they were ever on the same team, though, Shawn.
No, they weren't. But yeah, they both come from the Bears, and they both, I thought, were out of the league here.
Well, I don't think
Trubisky was a backup, but yeah. Mm-hmm. But him being the starter, I'm not expecting much with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's got a good defense, since he's got a really good offense. And it's complete pass for me.
Complete pass for you. So the total in this game is 44. I have the game coming in at a pretty high total. I got it coming in at 50 points. Almost a play for me, but it's got to be 7 for me or more, especially early on in the season. So to me, this is a heavy lean. So what did you do I'm in a heavy lean the over. And then Shawn, what did you do again?
A pass.
Pass. And you, Jared?
I think it's just slightly going to make the over. I'm agreeing with you there, Rich.
Over. All right. Next game on the, I think I'm just going to go straight down so I can find things a little bit quicker, and then I'll just look for them on the I think it'll be a little bit smoother. So the next game for me on the but then I can't see it. But anyways, the Eagles and the Detroit Lions. The spread in that game for the Detroit Lions, who I think are going to win the division. They can get as many as 5 for Detroit, or as little as 4.5 if you want to back Shawn's home team, the Philadelphia Eagles, as we Cowboys call them. Shawn, any love for your home squad?
I'm going to lean Philadelphia here. I didn't play it. I know this line has really moved. It was 3.5, 4. Now I'm looking on DraftKings, and it's 5.5. So the line's really moving into the Eagles' favor here. I'm just going to lean it. I'm not going to officially play it.
So you're going to lean the Eagles?
Yes.
So how about you, Jared?
Eagles.
Are you going to bet them? Or are you leaning?
1 unit for the win.
All right. So Eagles.
Play the money line.
Now it's at a lock 1 unit.
You're playing the money line.
Playing the money line.
All right, so the Eagles money line on a favorite. You're not going to get a big line. I think you would better be better off betting them. But let's see, Eagles versus the Lions on the money line. So the Eagles and the Lions on the money line. You're looking at minus 205 is the best number that you can get. So it means you got to bet 200 to make 100. So if you bet 2 units, you're going to get back 1 unit.
1 unit. Maybe that's not such the best play, but I still think that Philadelphia is going to outright win this game.
Yeah, they are. They're one of the bigger favorites of the weekend.
All the money's going towards Philadelphia. I mean, I'd be shocked if the Lions pulled one out here. Although it is the Lions are home, so but I don't think
those are the worst words said though. Anytime you say all the money's going one way, that means the other team's winning.
So you're doing the Eagles and the money line for 2 units there?
Yeah,
Jared. All right. So, and then for me in that game, so he's going to money line the Eagles, and then for me in the Eagles Detroit game, I am going to see Eagles in Detroit. I am going to lean Philadelphia. I'm not going to play them, but it's pretty close to me to playing Philly to win. I just needed 1 more point. So that the over and the under in the Philadelphia game in Detroit is Philadelphia, Detroit. Where are you on here? Is 48.5. So expect it to be a high scoring game. Shawn?
I'm going to pass. You know what? I'll lean over. I'm not going to officially play it, but I do see points. I see the Eagles going up and down the field here. Detroit probably putting up some points as well.
I think the Lions are going to score some points this year for sure. What do you think, Jared?
What the line was on this game?
The line for the total for this game on the Eagles game is 48.5.
Oh, I'd say the under. I'd still say the under.
All right, so you're going to lean
under.
The under. And Rich in this particular spot for, let's see, I have in the Detroit Eagles game, the line is 46.5. I have them coming 48, so it's a slight lean on the over for me. Not a heavy lean, but a slight lean. Next game is the New England Patriots versus the new look Miami Dolphins. New England on the road catching 3.5 points. So you're getting the hook. The hook is either your friend or it's your biggest enemy. Shawn, which is it going to be for you?
This is a pass. I could see this going either way. Miami thinks they're much improved. They've actually, and New England has struggled in Miami. I think they lost like the last 3 times they've been there. There's all that talk about Matt Jones.
They used to lose there.
Yeah, so that, there's all that talk about Matt Jones. You don't know, the whole offensive coordinator situation with Miami, New England. I'm just going to pass on this.
Going to pass. Jared?
I bet this game. I like Miami at home because it's their home opener. I think Tyreek Hill receiving touchdown opening week makes his debut. I like the running game. I think we're gonna see Mr. Raheem Mostert in the red zone, and I think he's going to be able to score a few times. There might be some field goals in this one. I'm still leaning in the under in this game.
So, but what about the game itself? This is what we're on. Are you going
Miami wins?
So you're going
Miami wins.
Are you going to play them or not?
I would bet Miami to win straight.
So money line on Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Those odds aren't going to be good either.
What's your money? What's your units there?
I would bet 1 unit on this game.
1 unit on Miami, the Dolphins for Jared. All right. So, and that game, Shawn, write down. Are you keeping track? Well, we can go back to it afterwards. We'll get the money lines. But Miami on the money line against New England. You're going to get the best number I see here is minus 172, Shawn. It opened up at minus 155, so probably one that you could have hit on earlier on the week that would have worked out to your benefit. For me, in this game, it's a close one. I actually think the Dolphins are going to win, but New England is going to cover. However, I am not able to take a bet like that because early on the year, in terms of my strategy, I have to have the team win because the team that wins covers about 80% of the time. Later on in the year, I start to wiggle in a little bit of those covers, but not wins. But early on in the year, I got to stick to the discipline. So that's the discipline. I'm only going to really heavily lean New England, just not bet. The closest thing to a bet I can get. The over-under in this game is 46.5, 46. Kind of a sticky number, Sean. The new look. So probably Miami's going to try to play cautiously. I mean, not Miami, New England. New England's got a pretty good pass rush. They got a pretty good defense. What do you think in terms of the total?
I'm going to play the under here. With Tua, I know they got Hill now, but you're still. It's going to take a little bit to get down the field with them. New England, you don't know their offensive situation right now. Mac Jones, it's the same thing. Dink and dunk. They want to run the ball, play good defense. 46.5 is a pretty high number for these two teams. Plus, division game. So we'll go under. Beginning of the year, defense is ahead of the offense. We'll go 1 on that one.
All right, so you're not very confident in that. I think that's a pretty smart play. What about you, Jared?
I would lean the under here.
You're going to lean the under, and then for me in this particular game, I agree. I am going to lean the under. I actually have them coming in, Sean, at 40 points, so well below the under. It's only a half a point away from me from actually being in play.
That's what I figured. 40 points, Rich.
Mm-hmm. Next on the docket for the games is the Green Bay and Minnesota. This is a big game. Could have a lot of meaning later on in the year as to who wins that division. A lot of folks are jumping on the Vikings bandwagon. I've read, I saw Michael Irvin said that Justin Jefferson's going to break all of Cooper Kupp's records last year because the way that offense funnels the ball to one guy. We saw that on Thursday night with Cooper Kupp getting at least half of all the receptions for the Rams wide receivers. The Packers are favored by 1 or 1.5. Take your pick. Sean?
I'm going Minnesota here, 1 unit. I keep saying the Packers got no receivers, and now one of your better ones, Alan Lazard, is doubtful for this game. If he doesn't play, I really see the Packers struggling early in the year with their whole receiver situation.
All right, so he's going to to me, Sean, again, we had this conversation before. I think the quarterback makes the receiver. I don't think the receivers make the quarterback. I don't care who steps in there. Somebody's going to become a star in that Green Bay offense at wide receiver. Don't know who it is, but somebody's going to be a star.
Maybe Alan Lazard, but he won't be there Sunday most likely.
Probably not. But as I said, those good quarterbacks, they make stars out of wide receivers. It's not the other way around. All right, how about you, Jared?
Oh, it's a tough game. I could see it going either way. I know it's Minnesota's opener.
Home opener anyway, right?
I think between Aaron, I gotta take what's his name? Hold on a second.
Well, while he figures out what he's going to do there, I'm going to lean Green Bay. I think that they're going to be
Jones and Dillon. Between Jones and Dillon, splitting carries, it's hard to say who's going to get the red zone possessions. Probably the grunt work is going to be by Jones. The red zone is going to come down to Dillon. I like the Packers ground game here to win this game. So Razor, if you are watching, I have to agree with you. I think the Packers are going to win a close one here. I could see it.
So you got any action on the game or no?
No, I don't. I'm not betting this game, but I would lean Packers, and I would go with the under here.
So are you going to bet the under or lean the under?
I would lean under.
Lean under. All right. And then Sean, as far as the total in that game is concerned, it is 46.5 coming down from 48.5 to start the week. Any thoughts on the Green Bay game here?
No, I'm going to completely pass that one.
You're going to completely pass. All right. So for me in the Green Bay game against the Minnesota Vikings, the over-under is 46.5. Can I get 46 anywhere? Yes, I can get 46. I am going to play over 46. I'm going to put this is almost a 2-uniter for me, Sean, but I'm not going to do 2 units because that's not how I operate early in the year. So I am going to take over 46 for 1 unit. That's going to be my play there. And what did you do, Sean? You lean the under?
No, I completely passed.
You passed. All right.
I lean the under.
So again, all three of us in completely different directions, which is wonderful to see. Gives a lot of confidence as to what might happen in that game. Kansas City and Arizona. Well, I think this one's going to be a high-flying game. So does Las Vegas. They put the total at 53.5. They believe that the Kansas City team, the line opened up at -3s, up to as high as 6.5. So money just flooding on Sean's. The Chiefs are going to suck. Are they going to suck on Sunday?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to take the 6 points here. Give me the points at home with a team that I think is going to surprise some people this year. And I think Kansas City is going to regress. We talked about this. So 6 points at home with Arizona, I will take it. If you are to the belief that I am that Kansas City is not going to be as good early in the year as the public just keeps flooding Kansas City, you got to take advantage. You got to take advantage.
How many units,
that.
Sean? You're going to go 5? Your first 5 play of the year?
No, I'm just going to do one.
Oh,
and
God,
I know.
You go out and talk all that. You sound
yeah, I know, but
it's a lock. 1 unit.
No. I didn't say anything about lock. I just said you got to take the points with. That might be more of an Arizona thing. Just I think they're going to be good this year, but I don't know that yet. Kansas City, I think, is going to really take a step back. We'll see on both.
And then you, Jared, you think Kansas City is going to take a back, or Arizona is going to move forward?
I'm not playing this game, but I would lean Arizona.
All right, he's going to lean AZ. And for me in the Arizona game, let's see, what do I have cooking? I think I might have actually a play in the total in the Arizona game. This is another one of those games where later on in the year I would probably be with you, Sean, and take Arizona because I have Arizona covering. I just don't have them winning the game. So I have them covering by 3. So I have them losing by a field goal. If later on in the year, like I said, depending upon how things go, I start to loosen up the reins a little bit. For now, I can't do it because I've learned over the years that if you loosen up the reins too early, you get pummeled. The total is 53.5, over under at 54. Gentlemen, I expect this to be a high scoring game up and down the field, but can they get to 54 points?
No. But I'm not going to play it. I'm going to lean it.
You're going to lean under?
Lean the under. I just think, again, public has Kansas City viewed as one way. They've lost some pieces. Also, you got to remember, there was a stretch there last year where defenses had Kansas City figured out. They were not getting the bomb. Now you take Hill away from that. They're not going to be that high. They still don't put up
maybe
points.
They might be a little bit more variety on offense now.
Maybe, but it took them a while
right now because they don't know a whole lot about them now.
It took them a while to try to adapt that last year. Teams really had them figured out. Mahomes wants to make that a great play, and sometimes defenses aren't going to give that to you. So I'm going to go under. I think the line's a little inflated. I'm just going to lean the under.
How about you, Jared?
It's under. I would lean the under.
All right, he's going to lean the under. I'm actually going to bet the under in here. I have him coming in 46 points. Let's see what the highest number I can get on that game is. It is 54. So I'm going to lean. I'm not going to lean. I'm going to bet them to go under 54. You know what the score is going to be like 27-27 at halftime, right? It's just going to be like, how do they not score anymore?
It is possible. That's why I leaned it. I mean, I look at it, I want to say under, but you never know with these two teams. They do have the offenses to go over. I just think that line's a little inflated.
Yeah, I have them going under 54, but this one really concerns me. If I could put like a quarter of a unit, I probably would, but I got to trust the system, right? It works year in and year out for me, so I'm going to stick with it. Hopefully it doesn't let me down. All right, Las Vegas versus the Chargers, the high-flying San Diego Chargers, who also are high-flying in terms of allowing points. Last year, they found a lot of different ways to lose games. This line is 3.5 across the board, opened up at 4. Some money moving towards Las Vegas. I guess they think the signing of Devontae Adams is worth 0.5 point. Sean, is it worth 0.5 point or more to you?
This is a lean for me for Las Vegas. I'll take it that, it'll be a field goal game. And the Chargers are one of those teams they leave a lot of points on the table. They like to go for it on 4th down. They pass up on the field goal a lot. So I'll take the 0.5 point and hope that if the Raiders do lose, it will be by a field goal.
Well, you're leaning, so it doesn't really matter. Jared?
Yeah.
This is a lean for me in the opposite direction. I think the Chargers on the road.
I think the Chargers on the road are the play. For me, in the Raiders-Chargers game, I'm going to lean the Las Vegas squad as well, but that's only covering by a half of a point, so it's really about as close to a dumb push as you can get. In the over-under in the Raiders-Charger game, this is another game where I expect they're going to go up and down the field. Opened up at 51.5. It's moved up as much as a point, 52.5, pretty sticky, 52 depending upon what side you want to go. Shawn, do you think this game goes over or do you think this game goes under?
I'm going to lean the over. There's just been too many times with games like this with the Chargers and Raiders that they should be going up and down the field, or they do go up and down the field, but they either take too long to score or kick field goals. It's a division game. So I'm going to, or, going for fourth down after a 5-minute drive, just wasting time. I'm going to lean the over. I'm not going to play it, but there should be points scored.
I think there's going to be points scored. Jared,
the only other concern is the Raiders' offensive line versus Bosa and Khalil Mack as well, which is a deadly combination.
It is indeed. What do you think, Jared?
Take the over in this game.
You're going to lean over? Are you going to play it, or are you leaning it?
I would lean the over too. I'm going to agree. I think there'll be a lot of points scored in this game. Maybe even in the last a predominantly amount of points will come in that fourth quarter. Could be tight as they feel each other after the first half of this game, and I think we're going to see a lot of points in the second half. So I would go over, leaning in the over.
Yeah, I at 52, it's a play for me. So, and I mean, I'm borderline that they're going to be there. So I'm actually going to play the over, and the over at 52 is what I'm going to play for 1 unit because that's what I do. I'm on a lot of totals this week, which scares me a lot of times because a lot of times I do better with the spreads than I do against the totals. But anyway, all right, we're going to go. We're saving the best for last, at least before Sunday Night Football. Jared's New York Football Giants getting 5.5 points against the mighty Tennessee Titans. So who's taller, a Titan or a Giant? Any guesses on that, guys?
I don't know.
What do you think? I think Titans are bigger than Giants. I think that at least I think they are. I'm not 100%.
In NFL terms, most definitely. Outside of that, I don't know.
What do you think, Jared? Who's going to win the game?
Call me crazy, but we've had a lot of losing in New York in opening weeks.
So I think the Giants
I think the Giants going to upset on the road and beat the Titans.
Oh, are you going to money line it?
I'm gonna play the Giants on the money line. Yeah, I'm gonna bet on 1 unit.
1 unit on the Giants money line. All right, that's pretty aggressive. So the Giants and the money line, which I think is it's possible because you got a lot of new parts over there in Tennessee for sure.
I think they're going to have a little bit of trickery. I think Barkley's going to be able to run the ball, and I don't know. Sometimes youth can beat age, and I don't know how effective Henry's going to be on those tires. He's 28 years old, but we'll see. But my gut's telling me this is a win finally on the road.
All right. Well, the Giants are plus 205. That's the best number I can get for you, which is a good number to make up for your Eagles game if the Eagles lose. But if the Eagles end, they win, you'll end up coming out like you got 1 plus 150 on both of them. All right, Shawn, how about you?
So
you're going to money line the Giants too?
No, that's the great thing about NFL. All fans have hopes. All fans think big things. Jared thinks his Giants are winning. I'm shocked the line's actually only 5.5. I'm taking Tennessee, giving up 5.5, and I'll go 2 units there. The only concern there is Ryan Tannehill's getting back to that stage again where he better start playing good again or he's going to be out of Tennessee too. He's starting to go back to that old Ryan Tannehill from Miami. So,
he was always accurate in Miami.
But Giants aren't stopping Derrick Henry, and also Barkley still is not back from that injury. He does not look like the same guy. I don't know if we'll ever see the Saquon Barkley that we thought we would see. I think
I kind of agree with you on that. I think,
I think the Giants
he's mentally done too. Now, I don't.
Yeah,
I think he's not just physically done. I think just when you listen to his commentary, I think he's physically done.
Yeah, the Giants should have traded him a while ago. If there's offers there,
there was apparently a big offer from Baltimore that they turned down. Now they probably regret it.
We'll see.
43.5 is the over under, or 44, depending upon which side of the line you want to be on. What do you think, Jared? Are you going to double dip here? Since your Giants are going to win, I think if the Giants win, they got to score points.
No, I'm not going to double dip, but I would lean the under on it.
It's going to lean the under. Shawn?
Yeah, I'm the same. Leaning under. Tennessee wants to run. I don't see the Giants doing much versus Tennessee's defense, so leaning
Do you
under.
think both teams want to run this ball?
Yeah, just don't know. Daniel Jones going to run a lot, probably.
Want to put $25 on it, Shawn?
He's going to fumble a lot too.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, but I'm going to lean the under. I think with Henry running, Tennessee will get a lead. Tennessee's defense will stop the Giants.
We'll see.
The under.
All right, the final game we'll cover Monday night with our social media. You see it down there on the bottom. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Horse Race. The number 2 day, I know that has nothing to do with football, but that's the mothership. We will create an NFL-specific page. We'll put up the show. We'll put up all of our picks, so you can go over there and check that out. Of course, you can check out all of our horse racing picks at the same time, which is really where we bread our butter. All right, the Cowboys and the Buccaneers, the Dallas Cowboys, with no wide receivers. They are the NFC East version of, well, they got CeeDee Lamb, but they're the NFC East version of the Green Bay Packers. Tampa Bay going down there, Tom Brady and Giselle, all over the news for all the wrong reasons. Apparently, a little bit of unhappiness at home. I got a question for you guys. So I've always wondered this in my life. And you see these professional athletes, what is it with their wives that always want them to retire? I mean, it's what they – can you imagine Shawn coming home and Hillary's telling you retire?
If I could retire, I would retire. But
I mean, it's a professional football player. Your career. You're going to be done with your career. I mean, Brady is really the exception to the rule, but most guys are done in their early 30s.
He lost 25 pounds in the offseason, Brady. He lost 25 pounds, and he looks like a 30-year-old. I mean, he looks fit for a 45-year-old.
He's got that TB12, man. He is fit.
Wow, he's crazy fit for a 45-year-old.
Indeed, he is crazy fit for a 40. Anyway, so looking at this game, the Buccaneers are favored by 2.5 points. You guys got any thoughts of taking the 30-year-old looking Tom Brady?
Yes. And I'm going to go 3 units on this. I'm, again, surprised this line is so small. And I'll tell you, everybody's concerned about that stuff at home and stuff like that. You don't think Brady, if all that stuff is going on at home, you don't think Brady wants to get on that field? You don't think he's going to be that much more focused on that kind of stuff? And again, Dallas did nothing to replace Amari Cooper. And I know Amari Cooper didn't have that
anything to replace Amari Cooper.
Ezekiel Elliott, again, is like a Saquon Barkley. We keep talking him up, but what is he? 15 carries, 48.
I don't know who's talking him up.
He's splitting carries, though.
He had a pretty good year last year overall. Not a bad year. Pollard is explosive. I think you're looking at the wrong side of the ball anyway, Shawn. Where the Cowboys are going to be effective this year is on defense. They're going to be far more effective than people think. And anyway, I'll have my thoughts on this game in a minute. What about you, Jared?
I'm gonna go. I'm not betting this game, but I'm leaning Buccaneers. Still leaning the Buccaneers.
It seemed like you're flipping a coin in your head on that one.
I think it's going to be closer than people think. It seems like a total mismatch, but
all right. A few years ago, I remember Brady missed a lot of training camp, signed with Tampa Bay, came in late, first year. And then I thought, well, Brady doesn't need a lot of training camp, doesn't need a lot. Well, he didn't miss training camp, just didn't play a lot. I thought he doesn't need practice because he's Tom Brady. His timing is going to be perfect because he's Tom Brady. And then he came out and struggled right out of the box. I got a feeling you're going to see a similar Tom Brady. Maybe afterwards, some of that talk. Where is Tom Brady done? Is the relationship getting to him? Is he going to retire? He'll be unretired in the offseason. I'm going to lean the Cowboys. I think they have a really good shot of winning this game outright. They almost beat Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay last year without all of the home drama. The Cowboys are better now on the defensive side of the ball. Amari Cooper's a great route runner, but I don't know that he made that much of a difference. I do think they'll be able to replace him. I'm going to lean Dallas. The over and under in this game is 50. 50.5 or 51. It opened up at 52.5. So some of the money coming in on the under. Jared, I know you didn't bet either side, but do you think that either side that this game is going to go over or under?
I'm leaning over.
And you, Shawn?
I'm going to lean the under. Speaking of receivers, Michael Gallup's out for Dallas, and then Chris Godwin.
Everybody knew that already.
Yeah, Chris Godwin's questionable for Tampa Bay.
He's out too, probably.
Plus, you don't have Gronkowski again. So, I mean, it's going to take them a little bit. So, I'll lean the under in a total in the 50s like that.
You're going to lean the under. I am going to, for now, I'm going to lean the under because this is what I like to do. But if at the end of Sunday's action I am up, I will 100% flip that to taking the over, and we will go ahead and make a note of that on the Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So until we get there. So here's a rundown of all of our picks. We covered every single game. Jared and Shawn especially Jared, being aggressive on the money line side. Shawn, he's putting all of his life savings behind Baker Mayfield. Very confident young man. Me, I'm heavily weighted towards totals. Shawn and Jared picking winners and picking money lines. And we'll see how it all plays out, guys. What are your final thoughts on our week 1 show?
I love it. I'm glad the NFL's back. I was glad last night I got the monkey off my back already. I'm 1-0. We'll see how this goes. A lot of good matchups Sunday too, and a lot of questions this year with a lot of teams. So
well, that's like that every year, Shawn. Right in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, but there's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, besides Buffalo, and Buffalo showed why they don't have many questions last night. So, but a lot of other teams have a lot of questions. So,
well, we got a lot of plays this week. We'll answer a lot of questions. Jared, any final thoughts before we catch out of here this late Friday night?
Like I said, I know it may be a little bit of fan favoritism because I'm a diehard, but I think people are going to be pretty happy with the New York Giants come Monday.
I'm curious, Grandma. You bet volleyball. Have you guys ever bet volleyball?
Grandma is a handicapper, Rich, when it comes to small tickets for large payoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And
apparently
Grandma,
unusual sports too.
Grandma
volleyball
has her own late night horse racing channel, which I've been a privy to be in and give out picks sometimes. So you want to check that out.
We'll check it out so we know what.
When Grandma talks, the money comes. So.
All right, so we'll follow Grandma, but Jared will fade. All right, guys, thanks for joining me tonight. We'll be back next week for week number 2. But going forward, we'll recap where we're at. Monday night, all of our picks will be announced on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can see them down there if you like what you see.
Is there a Monday night game? Who's playing the Monday night game? This Dallas
Denver at Seattle.
Oh, Denver and Seattle.
Yes,
Russell Wilson
another
goes
one
back
of those
to Seattle.
games. Russell Wilson back to Seattle.
Yeah, okay.
But we'll have our thoughts on that on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So make sure you do check that out. Again, if you like what you saw, thumbs up on Facebook, Twitter, thumbs up on Facebook, thumbs up on YouTube. Tell your friends about us. We're looking forward to a great year. We'll be here every Friday night, same time, all the way through the Super Bowl. And if you have any thoughts, you have any comments, you have any picks, please share them in the comment section. Of course, we'd appreciate it. As a community, we're all trying to find a way to make more money, be it horse racing or be it in the NFL. I don't know if we can say see you in the winner's circle, but maybe spiking the ball. I don't know, Shawn.
I got it. Go ahead.
All right. No matter what you're doing, whether it's NFL betting, horse racing, just sitting around having a cold one on this Friday night, this weekend's picks, we all hope that they end up
in the end zone.
In the end zone.
Show
me the money.
All right, folks. Have a blessed weekend. Good luck with all your picks. We'll be back on Monday, Terry and I, for Parks. Tomorrow, early in the morning, Eddie C. and Chris P. with their spot plays for horse racing at Shawn's Crazy Casino, Kentucky Downs. Shawn actually handicapped Kentucky Downs this week with a deck of cards. You want to check that out on Horse Racing Radar as well. Have a fantastic evening. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Boys.